Guys, so today let's roast some lamb. I'm gonna truss the lamb, season the lamb, throw it in the oven, and then carve it up. It's that simple. Come on along. Alright guys, so let's get started. While we're getting the ingredients together, what we have here is the lamb leg. This is what's gonna be roasting right here. I kept it on ice packs I should say. Here's the whole leg. It's been deboned. We deboned it earlier. There's a shank. There's a bone in this shank right here. All right. The femur bone has been removed. So we've got some rosemary, some seasoning, some twine for trusting. I need to secure this board a little bit better. A roasting vessel. This is kind of an earthenware vessel. I think this is a, I'll look real fast. This is a Pamper Chef. I do not have a lid for this, so most likely I'm going to put some parchment paper on top to secure the moisture. It's going to go in the oven at 350. You saw the scissors, that's for snipping the rosemaries. Anyway, it's going to go in this. It's going to go in the oven 350 degrees for a couple hours. So as you can see, this has been unwrapped from the plastic off the ice. I'm drying it off. Let me show you the inside. So this shank here has been Frenched. I'm still gonna cut the shank off because I have another shank. I have another side of lamb hair, another lamb leg, and then I'm gonna braise the lamb shank. But today we are going to, as you can see, we deboned it. And then now we are going to put seasoning in it, maybe a few pieces of celery and carrots to keep it moist, and then we'll discard that when it comes out. All the gland has been removed. For lack of a better term, the iliac crest has been removed, the femur bone has been removed, and this is the shank. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is cut this, season the inside, then I'm gonna truss it, and then put it in here and roast it. All right, so let's remove the shank. I do have a garbage container right here. You want to keep one closed when you're working with meat, and then you also want a sink full of warm soapy water. And this is going to be pretty good right here for me. Okay, get yourself a sharp knife. All right, so what we have here is a shank. Right, I am gonna truss this, and then we're gonna sear it off, braise it in a nice liquid. All right, so let's see what we can do with this. All right, let me get some vegetable, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so here's the shank, and so I reevaluated this piece of meat. We're not gonna have a lot of people here, so what I'm gonna do is, because after we remove the fat, the gland, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of it out there, but lamb fat is not a very valuable commodity. It just doesn't taste right because of the genetics in the lamb, all the times that in history that they've been grazing in Australia, Colorado, where these lambs are raised. So as we remove fats and gland, the glands in an animal does not taste very good. So as we remove that, we pretty much, as you can see, all the muscle group here. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and separate the lamb. I can actually put it all back together, but you know, this is a lot of meat. So we're looking at maybe, I don't know, 7 pounds right now. So I separated this right here. I can also make a rollout or tie it up for another roast, or just cut up the meat for stew. So let's set that aside, and I think I'm gonna work with this piece. Right, I'm gonna fillet it out, add some vegetable, some seasoning, tie it back up, and then we are gonna bake it. All right, so this is where we're gonna start. As you can see here, cut that muscle group here, slide this out. Make sure you have a sharp knife. Cut away from you. Because you don't need the neck artery. All right, That's good. That's like a burnt end, right? So now I am going to, actually, I'll put you on hold. All right, I just have to rinse, wash my hand and rinse it. So now before I touch the seasoning container. All right. So like I said, this is Black Magic. I think it's Black Magic. Yeah, this was a gift. So I will, and don't forget, don't be afraid to season your food. Actually, there's some I should have removed that. There's some fascia. They call it gray skin. I should have done that, but too late now. All right, so I'm gonna put this here. Where's my rosemary? And the purpose is, I'm not going to eat this. I am just going to keep it in there to keep the meat moist. That's pretty much the purpose of me doing that. All right, so please do not be afraid to season your food. Most of the folks who are concerned about their sodium intake, that issue over consumption of sodium only happened in processed food, because the amount of sodium that they put in food is a lot more than the amount of sodium that you are actually ever going to sprinkle on your food or cook at home. All right, so there we have a pretty decent roast. All right, let me get my twine together, and this is just garbage. Let me get my twine together, and I'll share it with you how I'm going to tie this together. All right, guys, so here it is. Here's the twine. There's no right way or wrong way to do this. I'm just gonna share with you how I learned how to do a roast tie. You know, nowadays you buy this stuff in the store and it's they use a net. It's a lot faster. A lot faster using a net. All right, so if you can see this, right, I have a top string and then a bottom string. Put it together, right? I looped it twice. There's one, my thumb, twice, right? Then I should have given myself a little more rope, but that's cool. Right. Put it together. The first knot is a messed up knot. Right, it's supposed to be a slip knot, but I kind of messed up. So let's do it again. I do a surgical knot. We all do that. Put on hold. All right, so the slip knot escaped me as I'm making the video, obviously, right? So this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a butcher's knot. Of course, there's many ways of tying this, but you do a butcher's knot, right? And you tie it like that. So the next step to do a roast knot is take it through, do a loop, you bring it across. To a, it'll look real pretty when I get done here. To a roast knot. Right, come up, right. Do one loop, bring your roast through. Sorry. Drop the string. So now, you know, you always do something as soon as you're on camera, right? All right, let's do one without the fiasco. Anyway, so we're gonna put you on hold, and I'll show you how to. I finish off the tie here. I only got like one or two more. All right, probably didn't have to put you on hold, but I did. All right, so that was the last knot, right? So now I'm gonna flip it over, and this is gonna go across here. So with that being said, this is why I cut the string. So I tick it over and under, right? Over and under, one time. Thanks for being patient, guys. All right, bring it up, over and under. Over and under. And technically we should make it prettier. You know, the guys on TV, they have a whole crew doing this. Then take it up, tie it into a knot. Alright, real simple. Take your knife. So now I'm gonna wash my hand, season, and then put it in the oven. Alright guys, so I'm back after wash my hands. I'm just gonna go into coating this with seasoning. It's okay to put on your board if you want. Alright, roll it on your board. Pick it up on your board. Both ends. Remember, you got some on the inside and I have some on the outside. Okay. And just in case, I will put a tiny bit of oil at the bottom of this pan. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, I put a little oil in here, added some carrots just for the lamb that sits on, which is the better side. I can't see now, but it looks good. So what I'm going to do is just lay it in here, right? Here's a piece of parchment paper. I'll be right back. I just wet it with water, crumble it up, put some water on it, and just cover up the lamb. Goes in at 350, and I'll bring it back. So the lamb roast is finished. The internal temperature is around 150 with a little carryover cooking. I pulled it out, let it sit for a little bit. Before I carve it, I'm gonna take the strings off of it. Internal temperature is around 150 is because I kind of want it a little more done than medium, medium well. Today I'm making tacos with it, so a little bit of jalapeno peppers. I make my own serrano peppers, and if I have extra peppers, I just put it in there, and it pickles itself. I'm accompanying with some radish. Some salsa, and some warm tortilla chip. This is a little warm, right? Tortilla chip in there. I mean, not tortilla chip, but tortilla, flour tortilla. Let me start carving. Alright, so this is what it looks like once I carved it. It looks really good. You can see a tiny little bit of pink there. So I'm going to enjoy this. You guys have a good one. Thanks for coming in.